Hey there, Benjamin Harvey here, co-founder of Authentic Education, and I have a flip chart with me, which means it's about to get serious. Today I wanted to share with you something known as F.T.V, which is the absolute fundamental essence of how anybody, including you, goes out into the marketplace and builds an incredible level of sustainable wealth in a very short period of time. But without F.T.V, almost none of this is possible. Now I know that people do value wealth creation. I know that wealth is single-handedly responsible for creating the most amount of stress in most people's lives. See, wealth is one of these things that can actually undo all other areas of life. You can have a beautiful, loving relationship, but if you lose your job and you can't afford to pay your rent anymore, and you both get kicked out onto the street and now you're homeless looking around for a place to live, you can appreciate that that experience will create pressure in your relationship. You can have a beautiful physique and incredibly healthy body, but if you don't have the finances to look after yourself, to have the gym membership, to eat the nice foods and so on and so forth, that can start to create stress in the areas of health. So a lot of people don't spend enough time really valuing how important money actually is to all the other areas of life. Now, you and I know that money doesn't buy you happiness, but what we do know is that money provides options. It provides options to go on those holidays with the people you care about. It provides options to have the healthy body and the healthy nutrition that you look forward to. It provides options to work on projects that you're passionate about as well. So what is F.T.V and how does that relate to you? Well, let me break it down for you right now. F.T.V is 3 things that must work together if you ever have a chance of wanting to create your own financial freedom formula and build wealth in your own right, and the wealth that you deserve. And it is possible for you to build wealth. That is a fact, but it's not possible unless you understand and utilize F.T.V. So each one of these stands for something. The F actually stands for fuel. Now, what we do know is that when it comes to doing anything in life, we need something known as mental fuel. So the very first, you want to write these down somewhere. The very first thing is the fuel. Now, when it comes to building anything, we need the fuel of our mindset. We need our mind to be operating for us because, let's face it, unless our mindset allows us to take those actions, then unfortunately nothing really takes place. So when we talk about fuel, fuel's about having that inspiration that allows you to bust through the current limitations of your mind and go outside your comfort zone and start to create new things that you desire. So fuel is one of these things you can get through seminars, through books, through conversations, through coaching, through a great peer group. All of these things can be driven by fuel. However, fuel in and of itself is not really going to assist you in the long run. And I just want to explain that to you now because we're actually a company that provides a whole raft of education, and one specific type of education we offer is actually just fuel. But fuel in and of itself really does get you nowhere. I mean, think about this for a second. Imagine you're standing at a service station and you've just gone to one of these rah-rah personal development events, and I walk up to you and I say, you know, what are you up to? And you're holding these 2 big jerry cans full of fuel. And I say, you know, what are you up to? And you say, oh, you know, I'm pumped up, I'm ready to go, I can do anything, I'm motivated, I'm inspired, yeah. And you go through this whole process of explaining to me how much fuel you got and how motivated you are in life to go and get things done. Now I come back a year later and you're still standing at the very same service station, still holding the same jerry cans. Only those jerry cans have evaporated most of the fuel out of them, and you're not the same style of confidence. You don't have the same pizzazz that you had last time. And I bump into you a year later, standing at the service station, and I say to you, you know, what are you doing still here? And you say, oh, you know, I'm motivated and I can do anything and I'm really confident. Now the fact is, fuel in and of itself doesn't get you anywhere, but it does change you internally, which is something that is critically important to get started. Fuel now leads you into the next thing that you need. The second thing that people need is what we call tools. So the tools that people need when it comes to wealth, and again, write this one down. The second thing that we need is tools. Now, what I mean by that is we need things like wealth creation tools if we're going to get somewhere in life. So just having the fuel and the motivation to do something doesn't help us. Because let's face it, just because you're motivated to build a house, if you don't have the tools to build a house, you're not going to be able to actually do anything about that motivation. So tools is where you learn the actual tools and structures of wealth creation. Tools like debt recycling, debt leveraging, tools like the insurances required, the asset classes, the different vehicles and so on and so forth. So the tools of how to actually develop cash flow, budgeting, and the process around your superannuation, or just whatever it is that actually requires you to actually build wealth, this is where the tools come in. Now, I know a lot of people spend a lot of time learning tools, and you meet people all the time that have maybe studied a Reiki course, or they've studied an NLP program, or they've studied coaching, for example, or they've studied market consulting, or they've studied I don't know, any other methodology, Six Sigma project management, for example. Now, just because you have tools doesn't actually mean that you're going to get anywhere. So I want you to imagine this scenario now. I come back to the service station, you've got 2 big jerry cans full of fuel, and you're holding a spanner. And I say to you, where are you off to? You say, I'm going to go build the most incredible amount of wealth. I can do anything. I can fix anything. I'm good to go. I'm just fully motivated. I can fix everything and anything. But just because you're inspired and just because you can fix things doesn't actually mean you're going to get anywhere in life. See, the last thing that's essential for you to get to where you want to go in life is something known as a vehicle. So a vehicle, you want to write this one down. Now, the vehicle is the actual thing that's going to take you from where you are to where you want to be in your wealth creation endeavors. Now, vehicles could be anything from the share market to a property, to a business, to different bank accounts, to educational courses that you attend, and so on. Now, if you don't have a vehicle, then unfortunately all the fuel and the tools in the world won't actually amount to anything. And I meet people all the time that have done a bucket load of personal development. They've learned a whole bunch of tools like all the different mindset methodologies and coaching. But because they've never actually learnt anything in the form of a vehicle, they don't actually get anywhere. And what they end up with 10, 15, 20 years later, after investing all of this money into educating themselves, all they end up with is a massive debt and no real results to show for it. It's because they don't have all three. Now, if you don't have all three, you are in fact in a spot of bother, because all three are required to get any result you want, and wealth creation is the same. So, if you want to go out there and create wealth in your life and build wealth, my advice is get the mindset fuel, get the tools, and then pick a vehicle. And if you do that, the next time I go to the service station, you won't be there, because you'll have all the fuels and the tool and a vehicle to take you where you want to go. And if that vehicle breaks down, you'll have the tools for how to fix it. And if you ever get demotivated, you'll have the fuel to get yourself back inspired again. So I hope this really does help you out. I hope you now understand FTV and how that does benefit you as well. If you enjoyed the video, please do share it with your friends or comment down below. But here's the thing I want to let you know about. We've got a one-day event coming up for the very first time in the history of our organization called the Financial Freedom Formula. It's a one full day jam-packed of rock solid content, and it's yours to attend absolutely free if you pop your details in right now. So you click the link below or put your name in the space provided and fill in the details, because this event is really going to blow your mind when it comes to wealth creation. This is not one of these get rich quick, fast money scheme things. If you're up for one of those programs, then don't come along to this. It's not one of those programs. This is where we will show you how to build sustainable wealth, and you'll get to witness the knowledge and the information from 3 of Australia's leading wealth creation specialists, and where we'll actually go through mindset. We'll go through what wealthy people know that poor people don't. We'll go through how to actually make money in the share market by investing like Warren Buffett, and we're going to go through a whole bunch of your deep unconscious patterns that are currently preventing you from getting the wealth success you're looking for. So if you'd like to register for the event, please know spaces are absolutely limited, because we've already booked the hotel rooms and they can only fit so many people in. So it's a first come first served basis. Pop your details down below, and you can actually register friends as well. The event is absolutely free for you to attend, and it's a full day of your life where you will actually be able to learn directly all the fuel, tools, and the vehicles you need to go out there and create the wealth you desire. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this has been valuable and meaningful to you. Please register for the program, and when you get to the course, please come up and say hello to me, because I love to meet everybody that we share our ideas with. Until we meet again, share your light, live your love, pop your details in the space provided, and do whatever it takes to be your own best friend. I'll see you soon.